Crash protection is very important to have in your bike, but what type and how much is right for you? Should you get a full cage, frame sliders and case covers, or just go bare as nature intended it? There are a ton of options for crash protection, but some options are better than others. Your riding style also matters. What works for a stunt rider isn't going to work for a club racer. Cages offer you the most protection, but if you crash on the track or at high speeds in general, they can strike curbing or dig into the dirt and cause the bike to violently tumble, ripping itself apart. Race rails are the same in this aspect, and despite their name, they should never be used on the track. For this reason, if you're spending a lot of time on the track, you should go with low-profile sliders like my Graves Diamond sliders, which, as you can see, I've actually crash tested. If you found this information helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow, and it helps people that need this information find it. There's a common misconception that frame sliders are solely designed to protect your fairings. And while it's true they can help protect fairings from damage, there's a reason why we call them frame sliders and not fairing sliders. Frame sliders are designed to protect the frame itself. A great example of this is the Graves Diamond sliders, which is what I run. They do almost nothing to protect the bodywork, but they do a phenomenal job of protecting the frame in a crash. Some bikes, like my S1000RR here, are prone to bent fork tubes if the bars hit the ground, so it's a very good idea to swap the clip-ons to something that's designed to break off in the event of a crash. Aftermarket clip-ons are designed to be replaced easily and cheaply. A new clip-on tube from my Vortex clip-ons was about $12 the last time I bought one for spares. Engine case covers are a great option, and there are a ton of different versions of these. Woodcraft makes entirely new case covers, or you can go with GB Racing, among others, which cover up the OEM case for an added level of protection. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. New case covers like Woodcraft are going to offer an additional level of protection, but there's also an additional level of difficulty to install, as you're literally opening up the engine. So you have to go through the process of ensuring there's a new gasket correctly installed and you have no oil leaks once you're finished. Additional covers like these GB Racing covers install much easier and are easier to replace. Both styles are very common on the street and track, and it's up to you to decide what is best for your bike. Your rear set, which is what we call the foot pegs on the bike, should even be considered when you're figuring out just how much crash protection you want, plus the ability to tune the ergonomics to you. But that goes beyond the scope of this video. OEM foot pegs are designed on a spring so that they can fold up and out of the way if you drop your bike. Some OEM pegs and levers are designed to snap in half if there's enough force. The same goes for rear sets. You can run aftermarket rear sets, which are expensive, but you can replace just the peg if you have to, rather than replacing the entire rear set. And new pegs are much cheaper on aftermarket rear sets than on your OEM rear sets. With the Vortex rear sets I run, you can replace all the pieces individually in the event a portion of the rear set gets damaged. Like this one that I absolutely destroyed during a violent low side at the track. After you've watched this video, I hope you have a better idea of what crash protection exists and have a better idea of what route you'll want for your bike.